So when we got, downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him.
Pac right here, a couple other right here. I'm like, what's up, Pac? And they do me like this. Grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my little black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight, hoping one of them come with me so I could stab out everybody on this mother.
All those fucking Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb. You've been moving niggas out the way, Snoop, allegedly.
I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we gotta go to the airport. Not the airport, but we had a private plane, still the airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac is crazy.
Suge Knight just dropped some wild claims, and now fans are looking at Snoop Dogg like he's been hiding something major.
Snoop is, saying that's Pac on the bush. He'll do a song with Biggie, he'll do a song with Puffy, he'll do all these songs. So Pac was so mad because Pac loved those dudes. He always would ride for them. And he brought it up. He said, man, I just came to fuck with you. But I put everybody on death row. I put everybody on my album. And made sure they was on my album. And Snoop was doing a video in New York called New York, New York. And one of the bad boy dudes was on the radio station talking about they distance, let's get them. So they went over there and they trailer got they called the studio. Me and Pac is in the studio. We got them on speaker. And they saying they trailer got. We sent some homies out there who was already out there to make sure they was good. When we hung the phone, Pac started asking everybody in the room, it's engineers, it's producers, it's, runners. And Pac went around the room, where you from? Somebody said, okay, I'm from England. Are you good? Where you from? And each person that said they was from the East Coast, Pac fired it. He fired on them. They just tried to kill the homies. Smack. He go to the next person. Where you from? They was from the East Coast. He fired them. They just tried to kill them. So Pac run that up. He said when they tried to, when Biggie and them tried to they trailer up, he was like, man, you see me everybody up from the East Coast in the studio. He said, I get on the front line for them. For this fool to go up there and get on the radio and say, me, and he riding with them, it's on. So I'm thinking like...
According to Suge, Snoop didn't stand tall when things got heated. He straight up ran like a rat the moment Tupac pulled up on him.
Before I completely turned in, I had a rule. I always had to call my mother, and my mother know I made it. And I would hit Pac, and I would hit Snoop. You good? Yep. You good? Yep. That's it. That means everybody's straight. Now, either I'm going to sleep or I'm having fun, right?
That's already messy enough, but Suge didn't stop there. He's also saying Snoop is now secretly trying to bail out Keef D, the man tied to Tupac's murder. What? Back in the day, when the East Coast versus West Coast beef was at its peak, things got rocky between Pac and Snoop. And why? Because Snoop went on radio showing love to Biggie and Diddy, Pac's enemies at the time. Suge says Pac took that as a betrayal. And from there, it was all downhill.
So when we got, downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him. I stopped it. We ain't finna be doing all this in New York, making us all look like we some idiots. I said, we'll have this conversation when we get to the house. We used to call the studio the Red Room. So whatever problem it is, we go in the studio and anybody fight, they fight. Once people walk out that door, it's over. So I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we gotta go to the airport. Not the airport, but we had a private plane, still an airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac. Pac is crazy. Snoop rode in the van with the luggage, because we had a van to carry all the luggage, and everybody else was in limos. When we got to the private plane, I tell Pac, save the place for all this. Let's just get to the house and y'all have that conversation later. But Snoop never got on the plane and grabbed no fork or no knife and came by Pac and banged on him and all that type of stuff. Never happened. Pac can call every person out pretty much on death row. Not none of the homies, and definitely not me, for his artists. And they all know they turned it down. And Pac done fired on a couple of them. And they know they turned it down. But you know, even though Snoop on this journey full of lies, I'm not here to drag him in the mud. Seems like he already in the mud. But Snoop wasn't trying to run it for Pac at all. And he definitely didn't gangbang on him at all.
But wait, it gets deeper. Suge is now claiming that Snoop lied about his final convo with Tupac, and that he might be holding back some dark secrets. Suge even hinted that Snoop knows way more than he's ever let on about what really happened to Pac. So now the streets are buzzing. Fans are putting the puzzle pieces together and asking, is Snoop hiding something? Is he really trying to protect himself by helping out Keef D? Suge Knight is out here airing out even more drama between Tupac and Snoop Dogg, and the story is way messier than people thought. According to Suge, Tupac was so mad at Snoop for showing love to Biggie and Diddy that he was ready to square up. Suge claims Pac felt totally betrayed, and things reached a boiling point when Snoop got ambushed while filming the New York video right in enemy territory, the East Coast. Word is that attack was ordered by Biggie himself. Suge said he kept tabs on both of them during that time, and the tension was building up like a ticking bomb. It wasn't just side eyes and shade, it got physical. Suge revealed that at one point, Pac and Snoop were seconds away from throwing hands for real. He tried to step in and squash the beef at the Death Row studio back in Cali, but Snoop wasn't having it. Suge said Snoop straight up refused to ride in the same car as Tupac, and even went so far as to book a separate private jet to avoid him entirely. And here's the twist. While Snoop has been out here telling stories about being on the same flight as Pac and carrying a knife and fork for protection,
Turned out he was wilding out that night, acting a damn fool. He wanted to trip on me, but he couldn't. But his aggression was towards me. So because I said, I'm cool with Puffy and Biggie doing the interview with you. Tupac took it as if I wasn't down with him no more, as if I was side busted, as if I was scared. Death Row looked at me as like a traitor. The next day, actually I had to fly back home from New York. And normally on a private plane, it'd be Pac, his security, me, my security, Suge, and a couple of his homies. This time I go to the airport, my security walking with me. Suge like, hold up, they can't roll. They gotta catch a regular flight. So now I'm like,
that's not a good sign.
Okay. First of all, Pac ain't said to me though, from that moment on.
But everybody else has security.
Yeah. I seen it happen. I know how to get down.
I was just gonna say, that's
know
what my mind was wondering.
I know how to get down.
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger to danger. I know what it is. Mm-hmm. So now I get on the plane. So now I'm looking around. Pac right here, a couple other right here. I'm like, what's up, Pac? And they do me like this. So I walk to the back of the plane, give me a blanket, grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my little black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight, hoping one of them come with me so I could stab out everybody on this mother. This is a 5.5-hour flight. Don't nobody say one word to me. Not one word. Just having conversations and doing all kinds of things, saying nothing to me. Now we land. my Rolls Royce, Tupac Rolls Royce, Suge Rolls Royce. We step off the plane. I'm like, Pop, you going to Vegas to the fight? I said, that's the last time I seen my live.
Suge called cap. He claims none of that ever happened, and Snoop's just rewriting history. Back in 2010, Snoop sat down with Angie Martinez and gave his version of what went down during his final moments with Tupac. He claimed they were on the same flight, and get this, he said he was so paranoid that he kept a knife and fork tucked under a blanket the entire time. According to him, that was the last time he ever saw Pac alive. But now that Suge Knight is tossing out a whole different version, Snoop's not staying quiet. After The Art of Dialogue dropped a clip of Suge accusing Snoop of trying to bail out Tupac's alleged killer, Keef D, Snoop clapped back hard.
We made a lot of money, but Suge Knight controlled it all. Everything was in his name. He distributed the money, he passed it out, he gave you what he felt you should have. We got a lot of money, but it may not have been what we supposed to have. On No Limit Records, Master P taught ownership. These cars are in your name. This house is in your name. This account is in your name. You're gonna go get you some business. You're gonna go open up something. You're gonna establish yourself as a businessman. That I wasn't taught on Death Row Records. All my cars was in Suge Knight name.
Wow.
Get pulled over, police. Yeah, Mr. Knight. Who? I'm not Mr. Knight.
Wow.
All my cars?
And that's how you found out?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you still got a good relationship with him today?
Me and Suge cool as a cool with Suge, I'm cool with Master P, Dr. Dre, I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be cool with Snoop?
But I had to go get that cool with him. I had to go sit down with Suge. She said, hi, Suge. I'm like, ugh. Turn around, and my security, he big old, like 6'9", 340. He immediately on him. Boom. Suge like, doggy dog. Man, tell this I ain't tripping, man. Tell this kick back. Cause it's like my dog is on him now. You got your like, calm down. Sit. 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 I said, all right, check it out. You know where I'm at. He said, come holler at you. I said, let me finish with this real quick.
What was the temperature at that point between the relationship?
Hot, nigga.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Hot. Like I had that wanted to write, they seen him before I did.
Right.
I had to tell them, let me holler.
Right.
So this is what I do. I say, when I finish with this little woo-wop I'm with, I'm gonna have my folks come down here and tell you what room I'm in. And then when you come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you. About 45 minutes, I said, now, go get cuz and tell me come up. I said, matter of fact, don't even come up with him. I want him to feel comfortable. Just tell him where, matter of fact, give him the room key. Come on in. Nobody in there, just me and Superfly. Superfly sitting right next to me. But Superfly ain't no threat. He just produced a nigga that's just want to hear exactly what's happening. So we chopping it up. And the whole conversation is, I loved you. I could have saved you. I had nothing but love for you. And his conversation was, I love you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Why did you try to get me pop when you love me? You know what? I forgive you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. It's I that wants your head right now. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. You gonna go and walk up out here and we're gonna be cool from this day forward. And we've been straight.
He fired off in the comments saying, this ninja won't stop talking about me. Mad cause I own Death Row. I realize your lies. Snoop's making it very clear. He's not letting Suge twist the narrative. And honestly, this back and forth ain't anything new. Snoop and Suge been going at it for decades. Their beef dates way back to the Death Row era in the 90s, when Snoop was still signed to the label. Things got so ugly, Snoop eventually dipped and joined No Limit Records to rebuild himself from scratch. For a minute, it looked like they buried the hatchet. In a 2018 interview with Arian Foster, Snoop even said he had a heart-to-heart with Suge, claimed it was all love now. Suge Knight once said he wasn't mad at Snoop, just disappointed he couldn't control him. But whatever truce they had, that peace crumbled fast. Ever since Suge got locked up for voluntary manslaughter back in 2018, He's been airing out Snoop every chance he gets. He's called him a fake Crip, accused him of selling out, and even went as far as to say Snoop is part of some secret society with Dr. Dre and Diddy. Yeah, Suge really thinks there's a whole underground circle running the game behind closed doors. But then he took it to the next level. Suge claimed that Snoop has been trying to bail out Keef D, who was arrested in September 2023 for allegedly being tied to Tupac's murder. That's a serious accusation. So now folks are asking, could Snoop have actually been involved in the plot that ended Tupac's life? There's been whispers for years that Snoop was feeling some type of way when Tupac started blowing up. See, back in '93, after Doggy Style dropped, Snoop was death row. He was the front man, the golden child. But when Pac came in with his raw energy, street rep, and storytelling fire, he stole the spotlight. Death Row became all about Tupac, and Snoop slowly started fading into the shadows.
Once they start painting their fingernails and wearing women clothes, they got you. I remember when he was giving Puffy Award, the ASCAP Awards. Andre went up there and got him a expensive watch and gave it to him in front of everybody. He basically professed, another man professing love to another man.
Dre is not playing in that gym, if you can't see.
Then Puffy and Snoop became besties. Every time you see one, you see another one. Next thing you know, start painting their fingernails. It makes sense. Game bought Puffy a Lamborghini. Well, Puffy got more money than Game. Why you buy this man a Lamborghini?
I feel like I owe Diddy something, so I bought him a Ferrari, man.
That's what's up, man.
It was just a Tuesday.
This is shoot videos.
You know, your homies even got a Lamborghini. They probably never rode in a Lamborghini. But once again, that's secret society.
That's when it starts to get sketchy. Some fans now believe Snoop might have known something about the hit on Pac and chose to stay silent. Snoop was deeply connected, both in the industry and the streets, so it's hard for folks to believe he didn't hear even a whisper about what was coming. But instead of riding with Pac during those tense final days, he fell back. Right before Tupac's murder, Snoop started to distance himself, and that's what's got people talking. Warren G once shared that Snoop was this close to being in Vegas the night Pac got hit. They had planned to fly out together to watch the Mike Tyson vs. Bruce Seldon fight on September 7, 1996, the same night Pac got shot. But at the very last minute, Warren convinced Snoop to stay in LA instead. And while they were just chilling later that evening, Snoop got a message on his Nextel walkie-talkie. Tupac had been shot. Now here's where things start feeling real suspicious. Suge Knight began throwing serious shade at Snoop over that walkie-talkie situation. Like, why was he even carrying one? Suge didn't say it outright, but he strongly implied that Snoop might have had advance warning that something was about to go down, and instead of saying something, he just kept quiet. That kind of detail doesn't sit right with a lot of people, especially since Snoop's ties to both the streets and industry were so tight. How could he not know something? And just when you think that was the wildest part, Suge had one more bombshell to drop. Suge Knight kept the pressure coming, and this next part got real wild. He brought up that Snoop and Daz Dillinger were actually on a track with Pac's alleged shooter, DeAndre Smith.
Snoop and other people been having people trying to bail the guy out, Keefy D, because he talking too much. Raging them trying to do stuff for Puffy because they say he talking too much. They even had somebody talk to me and say, hey, you can help him get free. I said, look, I don't have nothing to do with none of that, and I'm not leaving prison to go to Nobody County Jail. To the point they were saying, well, you can't leave and sacrifice a little bit in the county jail to stop that black man from getting life. Hell, I ain't wishing bad on him at all, because I don't want to see nobody go to prison. And like I told you last time, since I find out more details about certain things, I probably would go to the Vegas County Jail if me and Keefy D was cellies. We have a good conversation after I give him, six upside his head, another 6 in his body, and another 2. But yeah, that's definitely didn't happen with Snoop didn't go to the hospital. That's a lie.
I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You said that Snoop, he trying to bail Keefy D out of prison?
Well, this is the thing. First of all, you gotta understand, him, Puffy, Ray J, all those dudes, they got puppy ties. And apparently, Keefy D telling it all.
On top of that, Suge claimed that Snoop told Daz to stay in LA on the night of September 7th, 1996, the exact night Tupac got shot in Vegas. Why would Snoop do that? And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Suge said Snoop lied about going to visit Pac at the hospital after the shooting. According to Warren G., Snoop told him he was headed there, but Suge said he never showed up. Not once. Then Suge hit fans with another bombshell. The second Pac was gone, and Suge got locked up. Snoop wasted no time flipping sides. He popped up on TV just months after Tupac's death, sitting next to none other than Diddy on the Steve Harvey Show, talking about peace and ending the East Coast versus West Coast beef.
He came with me for the fight instead of going to Vegas.
So he never went to Vegas?
He never went to Vegas. He didn't go off top. So we watched the fight. We doing everything, watching the fight, having a good time. We was hanging out, you know, some female. They was hanging out, everybody chilling and just having a good time, you know, just. And then he got just like a gang of homies, gang of homegirls, and then it's like, then he had the next tail back then. Remember the motherfucker?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of next tail he had, but he had to go that whatever it was hitting him all the way from what was going on from Vegas. Wow. So they was like, we could hear it, and then he started getting calls, and they was telling him that Tupac got and this, that, and this. So Snoop, I kicked everybody out. Get the out of here, everybody, get out of here. And then he took off.
Fans were like, wait, what? After all that bloodshed, all that loyalty talk, Snoop was dapping up the same man Tupac called an enemy? The timing? Way too suspicious.
The only way you would have a radio if you was at the fight with us and you had a security detail. By not having a security detail, what are you doing with the radio?
Now people are digging deep, connecting dots they used to ignore. Suge is dropping heavy claims, from Snoop's link to Pac's alleged shooter, to lies about visiting Pac in the hospital, to suddenly cozying up to Diddy.
Well, wait a minute, fellas here, hold up. You know, I know all about this East Coast, West Coast rivalry thing here, but we in Chicago now. This rivalry stuff, we gotta stop it, man. We stop that, we stop a lot of this violence. Now, whether y'all like it or not, y'all role models, and your music affect a lot of people, and you need to start considering yourself examples to these young people. If either one of you wants to use Steve Hightower's music and sample it, then I want to see a little East Coast, West Coast love up in here.
Yo, Steve, check this, man. All that East Coast, West Coast stuff is a bunch of media hype. It's been my dog from day one, you know what I'm saying? It's all good between me and him. That's my peoples.
For real, that's what we came in for. We came in and light it up and ride it up. We make music to the end.
It's painting a completely different picture. With all these shady connections and unanswered questions, fans are starting to question where Snoop's real loyalty lies.
Have you seen this new advert attempting to tackle anti-Semitism?
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Then I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
The ad was funded by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, an organisation who claim their mission is to educate and empower people to stand up against Jewish hate and all hates. But critics have pointed out that the FCAS has a history of equating criticism of Israel and Zionism with anti-Semitism, and that this is yet another example of the...
And the craziest part? Even with all this drama swirling around him, Snoop keeps brushing it off like it's nothing, still securing top-tier gigs and industry respect. From lighting up the Olympic torch last summer to that weird Super Bowl commercial with Tom Brady, he's everywhere. That's got folks side-eyeing even harder. Like, how does he stay untouched while all this heat is on him? Is it just star power, or is Suge Knight actually onto something with those rumors about a secret society pulling the strings behind the scenes? People are asking, did Snoop really have something to do with what happened to Tupac? Or is Suge just stirring up old beef to stay relevant?
Let's get into it. What do you think is really going on here? Are these just wild accusations? Or is there truth hidden beneath the surface? And what's your take on those secret society rumors? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I'll catch you in the next one.